Hey Outzoners, I am in Anaheim at the Honda Center, and guess what's going to happen in a few minutes? I'm going to see George Michael. The George Michael. George Wham Michael. Can you believe it? My friend Scott had an extra ticket, and at the last minute, I snatched it up, and here we are. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but I sort of brought Wham to the United States. I was on a tour choir in college in like the early 80s, and I got the 45 of Bad Boys, and I brought it home, and I was like, these guys are going to be huge. At the time, they were Wham UK, and nobody bought it. And that whole album came and went, and I was like, maybe I was wrong. But then they came out with the second album, Make It Big, and the song Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, and then we were off to the races. So George has been through a lot. I'm about to get run over. George has been through a lot in the years, but we've stuck with him. And I just want to say, apparently at Wednesday night's show in LA, Dr. Phil was there, and he was kind of grumpy. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for Dr. Laura or maybe Larry King. Because I think Larry King likes that song Fast Love. It makes him feel young. All right, we'll check in afterwards. So we just came out of the George Michael concert, and it was phenomenal. I'm on a high that I can't even come down from. So I will give you a full recap at a later place.
It was amazing.
That was my friend Scott. He did not sing Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, which I have no problem with because that's like a novelty record and it's like the Macarena, so I'm fine. Although he did not sing I Want Your Sex, which I thought was kind of interesting, but he sang every other hit you've ever loved or heard of. Here's something that was kind of a bummer. On Freedom, you know that lyric where he goes, when you shake your ass, they notice fast? First, I thought he would do like a special move, like shake your ass, they notice fast, but he didn't. And you know what he actually did is, I think we sang that. Because you know how a lot of artists will say, like, they'll sing a lyric and then they'll put the microphone out to you? Well, George did that a lot, which I had no problem with because I know all the words, but he did it on the really hard parts. I was like, wow, George, you're really making us work. Because I don't think he's got the high notes like he used to have, so a lot of times it'd be like, high notes, and we'd be like, ah, you know. So George looked pretty great, although he never took off his sunglasses, and I don't know what would happen if he did. Maybe it would be like a hell mouth would open. He had this kind of jacket on in the first half that kind of made him look big in the middle, and then he came out after intermission in a different outfit, and it was like he lost 10 pounds. Meanwhile, I had a churro. Here are the gayest parts of the George Michael show. There was a light show behind him, and occasionally it had rainbow imagery. There was the line in Everything She Wants where he refers to the perfect girl for me. After he sang that line, he goes, yeah, right, which is pretty funny. And then he sort of said something about, where are my boys, meaning his gays, and I was so touched by that, because a lot of times you'll have, like, the gay diva women, like, where are my gays, like, that's very common for women, but I liked hearing it from George, because he's one of us. And then he gave a shout-out to the California Supreme Court ruling on gay marriage and how great it is. And he dedicated a song to his boyfriend, Kenny, the song Amazing. And that was pretty gay. And those were the gayest moments, but, you know, from the second he showed up, it was a pretty gay show. But my favorite thing about the whole George Michael concert was his spirit and how he was. He was extremely grateful. He really made a point of saying how glad he was that his fans stuck with him. He said he's the luckiest man alive. And he made a point of saying, look, I know times are tough, so it meant a lot to me that you spent the money to come out and see me. And I really felt it was genuine. I was really touched by that. And then he told our crowd in Anaheim that we were a lot better than the Forum crowd in LA 2 nights before. So take that, Dr. Phil. And get this, they had Dr. Phil at the Forum. We had 2 Spice Girls. Mel B and Victoria Beckham were apparently in the house. So that's pretty good stuff. So the moral of the story is, if you get a chance to go see George Michael on this tour, go. Go, go, go. You will love it. Just don't expect him to do any special choreography on Shake Your Ass, They Notice Fast.